It is official, your boy is bagging time lapses this year. Look how absolutely beautiful it is, by the way. Sheesh. Little pop top to it, and out of the 5 that I have, this is the most flippy. It's still beefy, but I can actually get some turn out of this one. And I'm comparing it to my C-Line DD3. I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to be bagging both of these or just strictly time lapses. The time lapses are locked in as far as my distance over stable backhands. Forehand is going to be the question. So I'm gonna try to throw a lot of those today. And I guess we might as well start off on hole 1, 500 feet. We'll go DD3 first. Nice little flex. Down by the tree. Followed up with a time lapse. This one should have a little bit of turn to it as well. One held it a little bit more. Don't hit that tree. That was a big flare. Here's the C-Line DD3. Time lapse went a little bit farther, but I did kind of throw more of like a chop style to it. All right, first putt of the day. Yikes. Clean up. Best rounds start with a bogey, remember that. We're jumping around on some holes. Hole 3, 350 feet uphill. Still gonna go C-Line. We're doing a little point system, which means points based off of whether or not it gets in C2, C1, or parked. All tied up on hole 1, but we should start getting some points now. Out wide, where's that hook? There we go. Barely up on top of the hill. Here's the time lapse. I do think that this one's a little bit more understable compared to that DD3, but again, this thing is not understable. It just has a nice little flip to it. Oh, and a bad roll. 0 points. The roll really screwed over this time lapse, or else it would have been at least circle 2. Do you guys see how, holy cow. DD3 went inside C1, so that's 2 points with a birdie. This fog is crazy. There's only so many forehands out here, so we're gonna have to backhand this one. 320 feet, it's a little short for distance drivers, but we'll just throw a big spike hyzer, try to crash something in there on top of the basket. Does it stick though? Hey, we're even, because the time lapse got jacked on a roll away. I still think that was in circle 2 though. Now for the time lapse to get some points back. Does it stick? Dang, this hill is bodying those discs. Even though they rolled, they are both still in C1. Time lapse is a little closer though, so I'm gonna take advantage of that. Just a nice uphill 25 footer. There we go. We're cooking now. I gotta walk all the way back down the hill to get my camera. Another backhand shot for us, par 4, 530 feet. Do you just see the wall of fog back there? So sketchy looking. Have you guys seen that movie Fog? I think that's what it's called. Horrible ending, by the way. Holy cow. That was, anyways, like I said, another backhand. You'll really see the difference in flight on this one, if I can hit the gap, but full rip straight down the middle. It kind of held the turn. I mean, I kind of forced that on little baby Anheuser, but I mean, just ride straight, then dumps. If any of these get inside circle 2, that's going to be crazy. Now we have our time lapse. This one will actually hold the turn a little bit more. Slow drift to the right. Get over the hill. Oh, I just needed like 10 more feet of height. Not height, height. Obviously going with the first shot because it went a lot farther. This one just needed like 2 feet. Could you guys see the turn though? I'm not capping, right? Like I'm pretty sure this has more turn. At least I think. Ooh, is this in circle 2? We'll step it off after I bang in this putt. Oh Lord. Sit. It's sat.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6, 7, oh gosh, 8, 19, 20 steps. 60 feet by my calculations. Oh man! Bah humbug. Par isn't bad, but it'll do. DD3's got here getting points. Look at the fog. That is so sick. 345 feet to the basket uphill. We're chilling with the backhands. We're only going forehands now. Except there might be one more hole, but this one is going to take an absolute smash with the forehand though. I got to play it out pretty wide. I'm not sure the score, but I know this thing is whooping the time lapse right now. That's kind of now just miss all the trees. Okay. That's gonna be close. Definitely circle 2. Getting to C1 is pretty hard. Those last trees down there, especially that dead one, it smacks everything down. A little more of the hyzer, try to play a little flip up. Oh, it's going towards that tree I was talking about. Oh, it got just around it. It just depends on whether or not it rolled down the hill. Time lapse did get a little roll, except kind of forward. It's still in circle 2. My DD3 is closer though. This one is just outside C1, whereas the time lapse is like right on the edge of C2. Somebody told me to stop jumping my circle 2s. I don't think they're wrong. I think they're onto something, so we'll put it to the test. Is that going in? Thankfully, we care more about the comparison and not about my putting. Which, by the way, comparison. I never even really compared these guys. As far as dominess, they look exactly the same. I mean, just that little baby heartbeat, like it's about to die, but it still has that little heartbeat. Almost the same profile, except the dome goes straight to the edge of the disc, whereas the DD3 kind of domes to the inside of the rim, and then the rim kind of flattens out, and you can actually feel it. I don't even know if the camera does it justice, and I don't even know if that makes sense. You can actually tell underneath. See how the concaved edge is just one big swoop, whereas the DD3 isn't a perfect swoop. It kind of has that little straight and then up. Am I making sense? Does that even matter? All right, anyways, back to throwing. 366 feet through a gap. We're going flex forehand. I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm bagging this DD3. I've thrown the DD3 backhand and forehands for like 2 years. I think to all of a sudden switch out and completely go time lapse is a little extreme. I will do it for the backhands, but I mean, this DD3 feels good in my hand. I can't just switch up just because another disc comes on the block, you know what I mean? Oh, especially if I'm throwing shots like that. Why would I take it out of the bag? That was crazy. By the way, I would never throw a forehand on this hole. I'm only doing it for the video. Time lapse. See if you can follow that line. Oh, it kind of did. Not. Sheesh. That DD3 is eating this disc's lunch right now. Just inside the circle, 25 footer. I will say your guys' angle makes this thing look like a 45 footer, but I swear it is only just a 25 footer. Nah, it was 45 feet, dude. This putt was so far. Hadouken. Hole 14, 400 feet, last backhand of the day. I'm throwing it out wide, out over the road, hopefully playing a skip and back in bounds. Keyword, hopefully. C-line up first. Everybody place your bets. Does it keep the point streak alive? It sure does if it can hyzer. Perfect. That seems like it never works. Can we go back to back though? Time lapse, show me what you got. Oh Lord, get sneaky. Oh, that was not sneaky. That thing got slapped down so fast. Bro, this DD3 is putting in some serious work. The only hole it didn't get any points on was hole 1. Other than that, this thing has been either in circle 1 or circle 2. We've had 3 days of rain, so now the pond's filling back up. And low-key, I'm kind of scared because I cannot lose this disc. I'm not going to. Forehand with the DD3, can we stick the island? Oh, could you tell I was scared? Could you? Good Lord. Circle 2 though, that's a point. Oh God, I'm about to be really scared on this one. All right. Commit. That's all you have to do is commit. Oh no! Get yourself back in bounds. I don't see any ripples. Thank the Lord. Bro, I would have jumped in that pond butt naked to get this thing back. Out of the 5, this is my favorite time lapse, color, flight, and everything. Ain't no way I'm losing it on this dumb hole. This hole's not dumb, but let's squeeze in a nice little C2 putt. There we go. On to the last hole, and we are absolutely bombing these things. If I had to guess, I'd say the time lapse is going to go farther, only because it doesn't really dump out as quickly as this DD3 does, but we will find out because we are about to nuke these hoes. That is a full flex. Sheesh. All right, moment of truth. Same line with the time lapse. Which one goes farther? Oh. Oh. Dude, if I'm... Oh, it skipped. I think I'm right at that Mando tree. These guys are right in line with each other. But this one definitely went farther. It almost made the Mando. Not doing any points on this hole, even though it wouldn't matter because the DD3 absolutely bodied it. We will try to skip it in, though. Too short. All right, time lapse, do something crazy. Oh, maybe? Oh! Just over the basket. Hope you guys enjoyed the comparison. I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace!